Daddy, why are you marrying Aunt Hannah?
Mina. Whose child is this?
At exactly 2:17 p.m., inside the Crystal Hall of Seoul's most expensive hotel, Joon-Ho Park lifted his hand to place a diamond ring on Hannah Lee's finger. The cameras flashed. The guests smiled. The bride's veil shimmered under golden chandeliers. Then a little boy in a navy suit ran down the aisle, clutching a silver airplane necklace in his tiny fist. He stopped in front of the billionaire groom, looked up with wet eyes and said, "Daddy, why are you marrying Aunt Hannah?" The entire wedding froze. Hannah's smile died. Joon-Ho's hand dropped. And at the back of the hall, Mina Carter stood breathless, one hand pressed against her chest like her heart had just been exposed in front of 500 strangers. For 5 years she had hidden her son from this family. For 5 years, she had swallowed the truth because truth had once almost destroyed her. But now her son Leo had said the one word she feared most. "Daddy." Joon-Ho looked from the child to Mina. His voice came out low. "Mina, whose child is this?" Mina stepped forward slowly. Before she could answer, Hannah grabbed the boy by the arm. "Security," Hannah snapped. "Get them out." Leo cried out, and that sound changed everything in Joon-Ho's face. He moved before anyone else could. "Take your hand off him," he said. The room fell silent again. Because the groom had just protected the child who might ruin his wedding. And before this truth tears one powerful family apart, stay with this story. Because sometimes the smallest voice in the room carries the secret everyone else tried to bury. Hannah released Leo, but her eyes burned with rage. "Mina always wanted attention," she said loudly enough for every guest to hear. "First she chased you. Then she disappeared. Now she brings a child to my wedding." Murmurs spread through the hall. Mina felt them like knives. 5 years ago, these same people had called her a gold digger. A liar. A woman who tried to trap a billionaire. Now they were looking at her son the same way. Mina knelt beside Leo and fixed his crooked bow tie with shaking fingers. "We are leaving," she whispered. But Leo held up the necklace. "No, Mommy. He gave you this in the airplane picture." Joon-Ho's eyes locked on the silver charm. It was small, scratched, shaped like a plane. Only 2 people knew about it. He had bought it for Mina at Incheon Airport the night he asked her to run away with him. Before the scandal. Before the fake report. Before she vanished. Joon-Ho took one step closer. "Where did he get that?" Mina's face hardened. "From me." "Why does he have it?" "Because children hold on to what mothers cannot throw away." That answer hit him harder than any accusation. Hannah laughed sharply. "Are we really listening to poetry now?" She trained the child. "Look at her. This is revenge." Mina stood. "No, Hannah." Revenge would have been telling him the truth 5 years ago. For the first time, Hannah looked afraid. Joon-Ho turned toward Mina. "What truth?" Mina did not answer. She took Leo's hand and walked toward the exit. But Mrs. Joon-Ho Park rose from the front row. "Stop her," she ordered. 2 security men blocked the doors. The old fear returned to Mina's body, but she did not step back. She looked at Joon-Ho. "If you let them touch my son, you will prove I was right to disappear." Joon-Ho tightened. "Everyone out," he ordered. The wedding planner blinked. "Sir, I said everyone out." Within minutes, the hall emptied into a storm of whispers, cameras, and scandal. Only 6 people remained. Joon-Ho, Mina, Leo, Hannah, Mrs. Park, and attorney Daniel Cho, the family lawyer, who stood near the altar with a sealed black folder under his arm. Mina noticed the folder. So did Hannah. And for one small second, Hannah's face changed. Sarah Bennett, Mina's best friend, slipped in through the side door with her phone already recording. "Mina," Sarah whispered, "tell me that folder is not what I think it is." Mina stared at it. "I don't know," she said. "But Hannah does." Joon-Ho led Mina into a private bridal lounge while Sarah watched Leo outside. The moment the door closed, 5 years of silence stood between them. Joon-Ho spoke first. "Is Leo my son?" Mina looked at him, and the pain in her eyes made him uneasy. "You are asking me now?" "I asked you 5 years ago." "No," she said softly. "You accused me 5 years ago." His face tightened. The test said I was not the father. The test your mother arranged? He looked away. Mina laughed once, but there was no humor in it. I was 24, pregnant, scared, and standing in your family's private clinic while your mother told me I had ruined your life. Then a report appeared saying you were not the father. You looked at me like I was dirt. Joon-Ho's voice dropped. I saw photos of you with another man. My doctor, she said. The man helping me because I fainted outside the clinic. Joon-Ho froze. Mina stepped closer. You did not ask me. You did not protect me. You did not even follow me outside. His eyes filled with something close to shame. I looked for you. When? 2 weeks later. She shook her head. 2 weeks later, I was already in New York. Alone. Bleeding. Trying not to lose our child. The word "our" broke something in him. Keep watching, because the first proof is about to appear, and it will change who looks guilty. Outside the lounge, Sarah cornered Attorney Cho. Daniel, you remember me? She asked. He sighed. The journalist. The annoying one, Sarah said. Open the folder. I cannot. Then answer one question. Why did Hannah panic when Mina saw it? Attorney Cho looked toward the lounge door. His silence was the first confession. Sarah lowered her voice. That child is 5. Mina was pregnant 5 years ago. Joon-Ho's mother arranged the test. Hannah is now marrying him. You really want to stand in the middle of this and pretend it smells clean? Daniel's hand tightened around the folder. Before he could answer, Leo walked toward him. The little boy pointed at the silver airplane necklace. My mommy cries when she holds this. Daniel's expression changed. Your mother kept it? Leo nodded. She said it was from the day Daddy promised to come back. Daniel closed his eyes. Then he opened the folder. Inside was a copy of an old DNA report. Father probability, 99.97%. Joon-Ho Park. Sarah's breath caught. But beneath it was another report. Father probability, 0%. Same date. Same clinic. Different signature. Sarah whispered. Someone replaced it. Daniel looked toward Hannah. No, he said. Someone ordered me to bury the original. The bridal lounge door opened. Joon-Ho stepped out first, pale and silent. Mina followed, holding herself together with dignity. Sarah handed her the original DNA report. Mina stared at the paper for a long moment. Then she looked at Mrs. Park. You had this. Mrs. Park did not answer. Joon-Ho turned slowly to his mother. Tell me she is lying. Mrs. Park lifted her chin. I protected you. From my son. From a woman who would have trapped you. Mina's voice remained calm. You did not protect him. You stole 5 years from him. Hannah clapped once, sharp and fake. This is ridiculous. A paper means nothing. Mina could have forged it. Sarah smiled coldly. I knew you would say that. She lifted her phone. I sent both reports to the original clinic archive in New York. They confirmed one thing. Hannah's face drained. Sarah continued. The 0% report was uploaded 3 days after the real one. From an administrator account paid by Hannah Lee. The silence became deadly. Joon-Ho looked at Hannah like he was seeing a stranger, wearing a wedding dress. Hannah, he said. What did you do? Hannah's eyes filled with tears, but Mina knew those tears. They were not sorrow. They were strategy. I loved you, Hannah whispered to Joon-Ho. I loved you while she played innocent. Mina always got everything. Father's praise. Men's attention. Your heart. Mina stepped forward. I got abandoned. Hannah turned on her. You got chosen first. Joon-Ho's voice cut through the room. So you changed the report? Hannah trembled. I only helped your mother see the truth. The truth? Mina said. Or the life you wanted? Hannah's mask cracked. Yes, she snapped. I wanted your life. For once. I wanted someone to look at me the way he looked at you. Leo hid behind Mina's coat. That small movement broke Joon-Ho. He knelt, keeping distance so the child would not feel trapped. Leo, he said gently. I am sorry. Leo looked at him. Are you really my daddy? Joon-Ho swallowed hard. I think I should have known from the beginning. Mina closed her eyes. Because apology was not enough. Not yet. Do not leave now, because the final secret is worse than the fake DNA test. Mrs. Park suddenly reached for Leo. This child is a Park heir, she said. He belongs with us. Mina moved in front of him. He belongs with himself. You raised him in hiding. I raised him in safety. Mrs. Park looked at Daniel. Prepare emergency custody protection. Joon-Ho turned sharply. No. His mother stared at him. You would choose her over your family? Joon-Ho looked at Leo, then at Mina. I am choosing the truth. For the first time, Mina saw the man she had once loved. Not the billionaire. Not the obedient son. The man who had promised her at an airport that he would build a home where no one could separate them. But Hannah was not finished. She stepped backward, grabbed a champagne flute, and smashed it against the table. If I go down, Mina goes down with me, she said. Sarah lifted her phone again. Careful. You are still being recorded. Hannah smiled through tears. Good. Then record this. Mina did not leave Korea because she was hurt. She left because she knew the baby might not survive. Mina's face went white. Joon-Ho turned to her. What does she mean? Mina whispered. Hannah, don't. But Hannah had already chosen cruelty. She was bleeding that night, Hannah said. Outside the clinic. Mother told security not to call an ambulance. Joon-Ho looked at Mrs. Park. His voice became dangerous. Is that true? Mrs. Park's silence answered. Daniel stepped forward, finally done hiding. There is more. He opened the last section of the black folder. A hospital transfer record. A security memo. And a handwritten note from Hannah. Delay assistance. Make sure she leaves before Joon-Ho returns. Joon-Ho took the note with shaking hands. Mina looked away. Sarah covered her mouth. Leo did not understand the words, but he understood the pain. He wrapped both arms around his mother's waist. Daniel spoke quietly. Mina was denied medical help at the park clinic. She collapsed outside. A street vendor called emergency services. The baby survived after premature distress. Joon-Ho's eyes filled with tears. He looked at Mina. You almost lost him. Mina's voice broke for the first time. No. We almost lost him. But I was the only one there to fight. That sentence destroyed the last wall between them. Joon-Ho turned to Hannah. The wedding is over. Hannah laughed in disbelief. You cannot humiliate me like this. You humiliated yourself. He removed the wedding ring from his hand and placed it on the altar. Then he looked at Attorney Cho. Freeze Hannah's access to every Park Foundation account. Send the clinic records to prosecutors. And prepare a public statement. Mrs. Park stood. Joon-Ho, think carefully. He faced her. I have been careful my whole life. That is why I lost them. His mother's expression shifted. For the first time, she looked old. He continued. You will step down from the family board until the investigation is complete. You would punish your mother? No, he said. I am finally refusing to punish Mina for your sins. Mina did not smile. Justice did not erase 5 years. But it gave her something she had been denied. Public truth. Hannah screamed as security escorted her out, still wearing her wedding dress. The guests outside heard enough to understand. The bride was not the victim. The woman with the child was not the liar. And the billionaire had been blind. Later that evening, the empty wedding hall glowed with quiet golden light. The flowers were still there. The cake was untouched. The music had stopped. Mina sat on the steps near the altar while Leo slept against Sarah's coat. Joon-Ho approached slowly. This time he did not command the room. He stood a few feet away. Can I sit? Mina nodded. He sat beside her, leaving space. For a while neither spoke. Then he said, I do not deserve forgiveness tonight. No, Mina said. You don't. He accepted it. I want to know him. You will, she said. Slowly. With boundaries. With lawyers. With patience. He nodded. And you? Mina looked at the silver airplane necklace in her palm. I am not a gate you can reopen because you finally found the key. Joon-Ho's eyes lowered. I know. But I also won't teach my son to hate his father. His breath caught. Mina handed him the necklace. Leo kept asking why airplanes come back after leaving. Joon-Ho closed his fist around it. What did you tell him? I told him only the ones with somewhere true to land. Leo stirred and opened his eyes. He saw Joon-Ho holding the necklace. Sleepy and innocent, he reached out. Daddy. Joon-Ho froze again, but this time the room was not full of cameras. Only truth. Only pain. Only a chance he had not earned yet, but would spend every day trying to deserve. He took Leo's small hand gently. Yes, he whispered. But only if you let me learn how. Mina looked away, tears shining but not falling, because some love stories do not end with a kiss. Some begin with an apology. Some begin with a child brave enough to speak the truth adults buried. And some begin when a powerful man finally understands that protection is not about money, family name, or control. It is about standing beside the people you failed when it matters most. So tell me in the comments. If you were Mina, would you forgive Joon-Ho one day? Or would the 5 years he lost be too much to repair? And remember this. The truth may be delayed, but when it finally walks into the room, it does not whisper. Sometimes it calls someone daddy,